Hey, Vinyl Community, Jeff here, and it is the post-Christmas, taking a look at what we got for Christmas this time around. I tell you, it's kind of weird, and from the title, hopefully you'll get the idea, the joke here, I guess. It's almost as if my entire family boycotted vinyl records for Christmas. So basically, I mean, everybody kind of shares Amazon wish list, but, you know, this some ideas of what I want, and then, you know, and people buy things on and off the wish list. But so the wish list I presented to the kids and everybody this year, probably half of it were vinyl record, but then I sprinkled in some other things because I know the kids don't just want to buy vinyl records and vinyl, you know, dad's got so many vinyl records, he doesn't need any more. So it seems like everybody took that mentality this year and avoided all all of the vinyl records that were in the wish list. So let's see what we did get. Now I did get one musical piece in my stocking. Now, stocking, I'm like, what? Why do I have a stocking? Because usually the stockings are just, we have them for the kids. And when I say kids, all of my kids are 19 and older. So only our children have stockings. And it's kind of where my wife will put little things, little knickknacks, things not worth wrapping present-wise because they're smaller. Little gifts, small things. Everybody kind of gets a gift card or, you know, fun stuff like that. Well, my kids went out this year and bought me a stocking. So, and then they proceeded to fill it up. My wife put some stuff in here too. So she threw some little things in here for me. But look at that. I got me a nice vinyl record stocking. So this year, for the first time, I had a stocking. And in that stocking, one of my children bought me the 40th anniversary Stay Hungry Twisted Sister. Now, a handful of videos ago, a month or two ago, I picked this up on vinyl. What's this? This wasn't one of the October releases, was it? I can't remember. But so this was on vinyl, and I picked it up, and I put this in my wish list because the CD has, of course, all the songs from the vinyl record, but it also has a live concert bonus disc, which is, I believe, it's just that VHS tape that came out back in the day. It's a concert from San Bernardino, 1984, that came out right before Stay Hungry came out. So they're announcing, hey, these are songs from Stay Hungry. It was in that transition where the people hadn't heard the big hits yet. And so it was a neat little concert. And so it's just a audio version transferred over. So anyway, this was picked up from my wish list. I did have this in there. I tried to sprinkle in some vinyl, some CDs, various prices for all the different levels of income that my children have. So they did get me that. And my wife did throw in a gift certificate to the local AFK Books and Records where I do buy a lot of stuff. So I did get some vinyl equivalent or vinyl adjacent translated into that. My wife then turned on and got me this, which if you can see this, it says it's not hoarding if it's vinyl. So you can see all of that. It's kind of hard to show that there. As well as a matching coffee tumbler here that says the same thing. It's not hoarding if it's vinyl. So they did buy me some vinyl related material. And I think this was labeled as being from my 1-year-old granddaughter, but, you know, so basically my son and daughter-in-law got me a pack of 4 Funko Pops of the Eddie. Now, I have a couple that I've shown in the past that one of my other daughters bought me, so I've already got kind of a collection of this. And then I have one over there, which is the Power Slave album Funko, which has got the whole big display with the backdrop and everything. So I have had most of these Iron Maiden ones in my wish list, not in the Christmas wish list, in a generic comics and miscellaneous wish list. But my kids have access to that, or they have seen that, so they went in and grabbed one of these. So 4 more of these, one of which the Knights of the Dead, I do have as an individual one that my daughter bought me before. But, you know, my son and daughter-in-law would not have known that. So they picked up this 4-pack. So I do have a duplicate. It's kind of interesting, though. The one that I've got over there is slightly different color. His face is more white. But anyway, so, yes, only a couple more from this series that I would need that are still on my list. So I did get some of that. And then we did we also had the night before we did a Secret Santa exchange. And so usually the kids do that with them and their friends, sometimes with them and their siblings, but this time we threw the adults in there. So my wife and I had to play Secret Santa too, so we ended up buying an additional gift for the night before for basically our children, possibly, or each other. Anyway, my future son-in-law, my youngest daughter's fiance, getting married in March, had me, and he picked up one of the Spinal Tap figures. very interesting timing, because about a week ago before Christmas, these have been on my wish list, all three of them. There's the three main characters, and two of the three characters dropped in price by about 40%. And I almost literally, the day of, my wife said order them, because she had thought about ordering them, but she didn't find them in my wish list. And she said order them, and I didn't. And if I would have, I would have had two of this one. So I'm kind of glad I didn't. But now I need to buy the other two, and sadly that price drop is no longer in effect. So these are back to full price. So I may not jump on them immediately. But this goes along with my giant figures, which I showed in my video from a couple of videos ago, handful of videos ago, called It's Time to Tap Out, where I showed my Spinal Tap, the big, like 12-inch figures. So I'm going to get the other two of these to go along with those. Now, that's the rest of the stuff I got were things that were in my wish list also, that were not of the vinyl range. But then it was almost as if the mailman or the record shippers at large felt sorry for me, because today, being the day after Christmas, the mailman did bring me a package from Ron Keel, Keel World. I picked up this CD months ago, a while back, and now it's been released on vinyl, and it just happened to ship right before Christmas, and here it is. So if you're not familiar with this, it's an album of songs, not like a compilation of rehashed songs. These are, I understand, as being pretty much modern recordings, new stuff, but by all the different Keel lineup. So you've got, what's considered a Steeler track in here. You've got some Iron Horse tracks. You've got some Ron Keel solo stuff. You've got his Ronnie Lee Keel country stuff. And then you've got his, the Ron Keel band. Yeah, so like I say, it came out on CD. It's a double record set. It is on this translucent blue. Oh, it's transparent, not translucent. It's pretty. Oh, that was lighter than that. Nope, it is totally dark there. So you can see here, double record set, lots of songs there. And so yeah, so it's got Ron Keel band, Keel, Ron Keel band, Steeler, Ron Keel band, Iron Horse, Ronnie Lee Keel, a couple songs by that, Ron Keel band, Emerald Sabbath, which is some Sabbath tunes for a band he plays in, Ron Keel, the RFK All-Stars duet with Roy Cathy, and more Ron Keel band. So my understanding, the way he promotes this, and I'd have to really read the fine print, is these are not just pre-recorded songs from years ago. These are modern recordings. So anyway, it's autographed. I guess the first so many that pre-ordered it autographed it, and I got it. So there you go. If you haven't heard this, check it out on Ron Keel's site. These are for sale, and they just came out because they just shipped from the pre-orders. Anyway, and that's it. That's the one record that came in related to Christmas. The day after was in transit, so I did get something in the scheme of the holiday time frame. But anyway, we still had a great Christmas, had a great time. All the kids were here as usual, except my oldest son, who could not make the trip up. But it was a great time, house full of people, great time. Lots and lots of presents, because all the kids are gainfully employed, and they kind of went overboard buying for each other and all of us. And so it was one of the first years where all of my kids are fairly well employed, to where they all engaged very much in Christmas. So it was a great time. But that's it for this one. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll be back later. Rock on and rock hard.